Okay, everyone, it's been quite a long time, but I just had to, as a huge Zelda series fan, to stop what I was doing to unbox and talk about this. And honestly, I already have an OLED Switch. I kind of even have a original Switch here, and is it worth getting this if you already have one of these? I'll let you know, but the spoiler answer is no, not really. If you're a collector, absolutely. So let's get into it. All right, yeah. So I always hate the speed of these unboxing videos, so I'm pretty much gonna fade in and out here, and pretty much make sure to cover all the main content. I will absolutely unbox and fix it. Okay, there's nothing to cut. That's right. Nintendo has that faith that everything is as is. So let's go to get past that. And man, those are nice. I mean, you can't think of a new Zelda game without thinking of gold controllers. How they haven't had gold controllers yet blows my mind. These things are nice. Oh, they look even better in person. It's not coming across on the video. I mean, maybe because I do have a strong key light there, but that is a very shiny gold. I absolutely love the dual color. And I'm a fan of white or black colored devices. Penguin or panda color devices. I always got the white Switch, or I'd put a skin on it, so that's awesome. Here we go. Here is the OLED Switch, and of course, the most important part about this special edition Switch is the back, which has that very subtle circular pattern. Kind of reminds you of the put that over here to the side. All right, what else we have in here? We have paper instructions, start guide down there. I don't have to go through that if you already have a Switch. Let's put this over to the side. And then the last special part about this specific OLED Switch model is the dock. Very heavily bubble wrapped dock. Man, that is nice. Holy crap. Man, I thought the last white dock was awesome, and I was like super excited to get that. But let me just hold that out here because I have that here. This is the white OLED dock. Obviously, this being an OLED model, they are identical in size and what they provide. And this isn't even kind of like white. This is kind of like a pearlescent color. It's an off-white color. So it has a bit of a warmth to it. I wouldn't say it's beige. It's definitely white. But compared to that, I don't know if you can see it there. This is definitely a cooler white color. Oh, there's even detailing on the back. Dear God, that's awesome. I mean, when this first leak happened, and I want to say, what was that, like February? I was like, no way, man. I mean, this has to be a real product. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's photoshopped. Well, as someone who photoshops and does visual effects for a living, I can tell you, the amount of detail on that leak had me so excited because I was like, there's no way that somebody went through all of that. That looks like a manufacturer prototyping, and the timing is right. They would start pumping these out a good 4 months, 3 months before they're about to, ship out, and someone just got a hold of it. I mean, no one can keep anything secret nowadays. So I truly thought it was real. And, when they announced the game and they didn't announce it, I was like, oh, well, I mean, we still have the special edition of the game to be announced. And when they announced the special editions and this was announced, I was like, yeah, it's more like it. What surprised me was a Pro controller, which I also pre-ordered. But this thing is amazing. So let's go through what else is in here real quick. Your standard HDMI cable has Nintendo branding on it. You have your AC adapter, which is not different, standard AC adapter. You should have here the controller, I forget what you call this, the thing to hold your two Switch controllers to turn into this. That's a missed opportunity here. Nothing ever printed on this or a different color. I don't know why they don't ever really do anything with these. I mean, with this Splatoon model, nothing. And then the last thing they have, which is color branded, are the tops of the controllers here with the nice gold cord. All right, so I'm going to clear all this out. Now I'm going to put this out there so we can really get into it. Okay, so we have the Joy-Cons here. Nice substantial click. Probably one of my favorite parts about the Joy-Cons. The white with the circular pattern. Kind of like a stone garden type of raking Buddhist pattern. Something you see a lot of Asian designs. Is pretty badass, honestly. And then symbols there. Then you have the dock. Let's go ahead and dock that and present that as is. While I have this there, I'm going to go ahead and show it compared, because I did want to compare here to other models. So this is the white OLED model. Give me a second. All right, so this is the white OLED model. Pretty much identical in size. It's pretty much the same exact model, short of the extra trimmings. I'll go ahead and I'll put that in there too. Screen size are the same. All the internals are the same. This is pretty much just a special edition, like a wrapped color variant of what you have here. The cool thing about the OLED models are they have the integrated Ethernet port, which I actually appreciated because where I had my Switch, my Wi-Fi reception was crappy. They also have one other thing that I actually don't like, which is the original model made the opening of the door kind of easy, especially for someone who doesn't have nails like me. Super easy. The new models had this like very small, like little, I don't know, I can't get my nails in there for the life of me. So to match the white, I actually put a piece of electrical tape and made myself a little tab there, my kind of ghetto rig tab, to be able to open that. So that's what I did there. And now I'm going to go and start this up for the first time. But before I do that, there's something I absolutely need to cover, which is the box. I'm the type of person who does keep boxes, but the one thing I absolutely keep boxes for are hardwares. I mean, if you can see behind her, I've shown before, I have a collection of Game Boy and handheld devices. I have boxes for everything I can. I absolutely love hardware and variants of them, probably more so than the games themselves. So this box, as a Zelda fan, is fantastic. Just being able to see the image, the green, the colors, the gold, all around. Let me see if I can get this a little bit better there. Get a little bit darker. Yeah, I mean, that right there is a perfect representation. And this is exactly what the leak that came out like 2.5 months ago showed. So, yeah, man, they had it. I mean, as it is, there's other YouTubers that have gotten their hands on these probably like a good couple weeks back. So, definitely is a real thing. So, if we're going to start this up with a game, I'm definitely going to do Breath of the Wild. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of my little case here until Tears of the Kingdom come out. It's funny how this came out a whole 2 weeks before the game came out. Starting it up for the first time. Okay, that seems new. I don't know. I haven't started a Switch in a while I haven't started a brand new Switch in a while, but I remember the little screen at the beginning. Let me go through all this stuff, and then we'll come back in when it's all said and done. So just to cover real quick, if this is the first time you're buying a second Switch, you do have the option to import from another console. And before you do that, you definitely want to make sure that you have all your games backed up if you haven't already. And you can do that manually by going ahead and going into the settings into save cloud data if there's something you want to specifically check. But you can also go into your Switch Online. A second here. So you can go into your Switch Online and check under your Save Data Cloud section. You have the date there of the last time your games were saved. So it's something you definitely want to check. I'm going to go through the process of switching one to the other, and then we'll compare some stuff here. All right, so I went ahead and I pressed yes, and I'm going to go through the steps here to see. Would you like to keep using your previous console edition of this one? Let's go ahead and say no, since I do plan on reformatting this. Nope. Okay, wirelessly transfer, next. Transfer, download software purchase. Yeah, okay, so what it is you're going to start wirelessly transferring information, and then you have to re-download everything to your new console. So make sure you definitely set up on Wi-Fi when you're doing this, fast enough Wi-Fi. A system update is required, so I have a system update for the newer system. there was an update probably like, was it about 3 weeks ago? So I guess that makes sense. Let's go update that now. All right, I just finished the update. I put it on the kickstand to be able to face the camera a bit better here. All right, let's go to the process again. Import data from another console. Still have, yep. Do you want to keep, okay, so again, if you want to keep data on the older one, for this time, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Next, transfer. Please connect to AC adapter. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect it to the AC adapter. Now that the AC adapter is there, let me sign in. It's not on a smart device. I always choose to log on a smart device because I can just go ahead, take a picture of my phone, and log in from there. Once you log into your phone site actually provides you that verification code. It's like the third part of the process. Okay, things transferring over. All right, so at this point, it wants you to have your other device in transfer mode. So for that, you're gonna have to go to, you go into settings. Oh, it tells you here, sorry. Okay, users, and then transfer your user device. Next. Next. Please connect to AC adapter. Let's get that set up. All right, so plugged in. I'm gonna go ahead and say source console to go ahead and transfer out of my older device to the newer one. Went ahead and discovered it. And then last step for your older device, short of it being finished, is to go ahead and click transfer one last time. And the process will begin, and depending on how much stuff you have there, it can take some time. And the last step will be that I will remove my SD card from my older device and put it into my newer device, which has all of my photos, video screenshots, stuff like that. I also have some data and games saved on the SD card. I'm going to go ahead and let me go back here. So everything's done. I'm just going to go ahead and add another one of my users from this switch as well. If not, you can press skip. So I'm just going to go ahead and press add another user. And it's pretty much the same exact process all over again. So I'll skip this part. All right, and we're back. It's going to go through the online. I want to set up parental controls. I'll go ahead and skip on this. And it wants you to press home because we're done. So as of now, I don't have any of my games installed. I do have data that I can access through my Switch Online. I'm going to choose my user. As long as I see data here, I know I'm good and I can start downloading things again. So yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to go ahead, press home. I'm going to press plus to get options here. Okay, it shows that it's backed up. So when I open up Breath of the Wild here, it should have my save data. And I just literally transferred this over. First game I'm pulling up. Now this is one of 2 copies I have. It's a long story, but hopefully this one has save data that gets further along. Okay, continue. Yeah. So while we have this open, I'm going to go ahead and do a comparison now. Let me go ahead and bump up the brightness on both of these. Screen brightness, screen brightness. Let me go to the black theme here. I mean, can I rant here for a second? Why do we only have 2 themes still? I mean, this console's at the end of its life. Is it like 6, 7, I don't know how many years. It's still only black or white. I mean, my 3DS has more themes than this thing. I don't know. So here we are, the new Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition version of the Switch OLED, comparing it to a previous Switch OLED. I mean, it's practically identical. It pretty much is just decorations on top of the same exact model. Same screen, same hardware. And then the big change would be comparing it to something like this, which barely has charge, which is my original Nintendo Switch, which has the smaller screen, different kickstand, different battery. But the question is, if you have one of these, is it worth it to update to this? If you haven't gotten an OLED yet and you're interested in the styling of this and it's worth paying the $359, I'd say get it. This is the biggest difference here. This makes sense to me. If you haven't gotten a Switch yet and you're interested in getting one, absolutely get one. I mean, there's, at this point, it's the end of the life for the system, but you have hundreds of great games on this. If not a few dozen that you absolutely need to play. And if you have something like this, is it worth updating? I'd say no. I mean, the only reason why I got this and the only reason why I'd recommend anyone to get this, quite honestly, is you are a collector or a massive fan of Zelda products. If that is you, then yeah, this thing is gorgeous. This is the one to get. There has yet to be a Zelda version of the Switch. I mean, we had the special controllers that came out with the Skyward Sword, which by the way are pretty cool, but I absolutely love these more. I mean, something about that gold controller absolutely screams Zelda. You know, these things are great, but now you have the entire backing, the dock. Sorry for the focus, guys, here. So that's who I'd say this is definitely for. As a collector or someone that's still on original hardware, if you're still interested, everyone's screaming Switch Pro, Switch Pro. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and predict they're going to announce a Switch Pro probably come September for their E3 announcement, or August, I think they're doing it. And they're probably going to see, they'll probably release it next year. I don't know if they'll make it for Christmas this year. I think it'll be next year. I think it's going to be announced with like a new Mario game, probably with Easter eggs or based off of the movie. And that's when that'll come out. So this is still absolutely going to be valid and the only way to play Nintendo games for the next year or so, meaning the Switch. So that is my walkthrough. I should say my unboxing, comparison, and walkthrough of transferring when you get your new Switch. And man, what a way to go. Let's just get a lightning strike in here before we end. Thank you. That felt good. Definitely a must-have. Well, again, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section. And until then, I'll be playing every Zelda game I own until the new game releases. Have a good one, guys. Bye.